I am at a nudist resort, and there are a lot of naked people here. And yes, I am naked making this video, but I think this might be helpful. So thinking of what are we giving back to the world? In Lensafarianism, we look at it as the higher vibration, the higher frequency is what helps us give compassion back to the world, have a lot of psychic energy, and move that psychic energy creatively in the world. So think of, let's make psychic energy tangible. Psychic energy is like, you know when you don't have it. So when I used to work like a regular job, let's say when I was a teacher, I would have a million questions asked to me. So in the morning I'd be bright and fresh, and by the end of the day it was like, oh man, I just need to not have anybody ask me any questions. And so you've been exhausted emotionally. That's basically what we say. And so like think of psychic energy as what determines, for me, I've gone through a lot of depression. And basically that is just getting to the point where you don't have psychic energy to keep moving forward. And it's saying like, okay, you got to put this life on the back burner for just a minute, or something that you're trying to work on. And but depression kind of pulls you away so you can have that time, but often we can get stuck in it. So psychic energy is the thing that fuels us for the day. And so if we think about like the emotional scale and the frequencies, and we talk about a lot of the frequencies, sincerity, kindness, joy, happiness, and where they fit in all these different frequencies, they're higher, and they're buoyant, as we like to say, they're buoyant. And so one way to look at, especially what's going on in the world right now, you can see a lot of people that there's a lot of anger. And we've got to remember that anger is actually a secondary emotion from sadness, deriving from sadness. And so, but we can look at it differently in that, so if on the emotional scale we've got the higher vibrations and then the lower vibrations, sadness being at the bottom. And so just think about the psychic energy. Why would people get angry? Because anger is actually up here. It's actually a little bit more buoyant than sadness is. So that's why we act out in anger, and that's why we justify our anger and we get ourselves all riled up. So just think about it. Just what's actually the system that's happening is saying, okay, you're at the lowest, you're in this sad space, you've got little psychic energy, but you want to like make a difference in the world. So what do? You get angry. Angry is going to lift you up buoyancy wise, but it is like, it's a good way to think of it. It's like doing cocaine when you're sad. It's like, it's going to be good for a little while, but then you're going to be right down again. It's going to be this cycle. And I was thinking, if you're into cars, it's like anger is nitrous oxide, but you can't run nitrous oxide to boost that car for long periods of time, or you melt your engine. So it's the same thing. Cocaine, nitrous oxide, that's what's going on with anger. So the whole idea is to look at the sadness underneath and deal with that and realize, okay, I'm depleted. I've got to get myself back up, because that's when I'm actually useful. Being angry is just going to add to all the other anger, which is just a manifestation from the sadness. Powerlessness, these kind of things. So just an interesting way to look at these days, and how we can be the stewards of our experience, and realize that the thing that we do when we take care of ourselves, get that psychic energy up, live in these higher vibrations, we actually have something to give other than our anger. If we're at the anger stage, it's like, that's when you got to understand the hedonic treadmill of paradigm A. It doesn't work itself out. Gotta let love have its way with us. Love is that catalyzing effect. God is love, if you understand that, because when the tough times come up, when the sadness comes up, when we choose love, at that moment. That's when we're choosing something different. And the eyes of love will show us that sadness in a different form when we transmute that sadness into its corresponding higher frequency. So yeah, love on. Let's do this thing.